pretty disappointed with the way that second half unfolded tonight.
Yeah, definitely right. Like I think, since the bye, it's been a lot of steps forward for the way we've played, and unfortunately, the second half we let ourselves down.
Was there a particular area that you could pinpoint from the coach box where that happened, or was it just a bit of an across-the-board effort drop, things like that, where it just, as you said, let the team down?
Yeah, I think it was certainly across the board. After half-time, they come out and ramped it right up. You talk about the pressure around the contest. You talk about them taking opportunities ahead of the ball, keeping the ball in their front half. They started to play and get a lot of repeat entries. I think for the first part of the game, we were okay in that sense, and then they dictated and got some real ascendancy behind the ball, which propelled them into attack. And they had 18 or 19 shots off turnover, which is way too high.
What were the conversations like with Heaney and the changes, knowing Mark O'Connor was playing a pretty good role, limiting him?
Yeah, I was just about trying to continue the process, not get frustrated, control what you can, and yeah, they played Isaac really well. At times he looked dangerous, but I think that's one thing we need to understand, and Isaac certainly has. He's been followed numerous times over his career, and tonight was another one of those occasions we can try and look after him and get him ahead of the ball. Then the ball doesn't get down there as frequently, so then you try and move him back on ball and to get him involved as much as he possibly can, and unfortunately it didn't happen tonight.
Did he have any issues today? I guess he seemed a bit more frustrated than he usually would. There was a high hit that gave away a free kick when the ball was 6 metres forward. Another heavy tackle late in the game on Connor as well.
No, that's just trying to obviously control your emotions and not get frustrated. So that was the only discussion I had with Isaac, is to worry about what he can control, and at times when players are close checking, frustration can get the best of you, and it happened a couple of times tonight.
Was it a plan to play him forward a bit more, even in the goal square as well, with I guess O'Connor?
Yeah, and we probably knew he was going to follow. That's the probably good thing about O'Connor, is he can play on ball as well as behind the ball as well. So they did a really good job. And then when we got it forward, we couldn't get it forward enough, and with enough speed on the ball to isolate 1v1s, and they intercept marked a little bit more than we would have liked, and third man across helped out dramatically.
You mentioned those turnovers. I mean, quite a few of them came from little moments where players were maybe being a little bit too cute with kicks
Yep.
or handballs or things like that. How frustrating is that, and how much of it is it you wanting to let the players be a little bit more ruthless in the way that they attack and the way they're trying to move it forward, rather than trying to be a bit cute with the way they're moving the ball around?
Yeah, mine's never be cute with the ball. My message to the players is you can play certain modes, but you have to make sure that you still got to respect the game and understand opposition teams and options that you do take. We've got to provide as many as we possibly can for the ball carrier, but if we're trying to create or do something that's not there, that doesn't stand up. So they're areas that we need to make sure that we get right.
The handball chains seem like they've been really important, especially
Yep.
over the past month. When it worked today, it looked great. There were a few moments where they just dropped off. But what's the key to making sure that's part of the plan, I guess, over the next sort of 6 months and leading into next season? Is it something that you need to train solidly to make sure it's coming off, or is it something you think this team can pull off on its day?
It's something we need to train. We need to spend a lot of time doing it, and like everything, but that's only one phase of it. That wasn't what cost us the game tonight. So, we need to be able to separate all areas and work out exactly what allowed Geelong to do what they did. And it wasn't about our handball chains or the way we used the ball. At times there were turnovers, which isn't ideal, but we need to make sure that any mode we play with ball in hand, we can defend behind it, whether it's fast or whether it's slow.
That's great. Pete Ladham's performance tonight.
Yeah, he was really good. I think he spoke about after the game that the step up from rucking solely at AFL to VFL is a big jump. And I thought his first half he was really good. He scrambled, obviously went forward and took his opportunities, but was really good around the clearance and stoppage battle. So, yeah, it was pleasing to see that he's been in and out of the team with opportunities with Brodie, and then got the opportunity and performed really well.
Does it give you something to think about how he might be able to fit in when Brodie is available? Because he also was able to get forward, kick a couple of goals in another couple of months.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what he's done at VFL as well. He kicked 5 or 6 goals before at AFL level this year. So when he had played forward at times, he had impacted and hit the scoreboard. So it's just a matter of trying to find that balance right between when he plays 70% there, or is there another forward option as well that you look at?
How important is it to have a guy like Pete? I mean, Brodie hasn't missed, this is his first game he's missed in 2 years at the Swans. I mean, you've got a guy like Pete who could be on an AFL list playing as a number 1 ruckman somewhere, but clearly he wants to be part of this project. He loves working with Brodie, with yourself, and wants to be part of this, but making sure he gets those opportunities as well. Is that something that you're wanting to try and manage, or are you confident with the role he's kind of playing at the moment in the squad?
Yeah, that's always the balancing act between how much does someone play, do you use both of them? Brodie's been in pretty good form. You know, it's pretty tough when people have been playing well at the level above to go, oh, you can't play, or you've got to share some of the duty. So that's just the nature of the game. At some stages when we've used 2 without McLean or Amadi ahead of the ball and Buller without him for the start of the season, well, that's at times what we did. But you can just be open and honest with all players when that's the case, and we've done the same with Pete, and it's just great that he's gone back to VFL and played really well. So when the opportunity did present, he could do what he did tonight.
Tom McCartan had a pretty good day on Jeremy Cameron to lose into obviously keeping goalless. Was that much of a focus? I know there's been some talk about hundreds and all that sort of stuff, that Tom almost took that on as a bit of a maybe personal challenge today?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the motivation for Tom in the sense of that 100 goals. I think when Tom always plays, he just wants to beat his opponent wherever it is. And that's the great thing about him, having him at your football club, and to go on a player that is so dangerous, one of the most dangerous and most respected forwards in the competition, to do the job he did, and he did it extremely well.